Our first performer knows all about how tricky parenting can be. She's the comedian, author, and editor of the book Afterbirth, Stories You Won't Read in Parents Magazine, which the New York Post called the vagina monologues for the stroller set. I would have called it the fresh out of the vagina monologues, but that's just one of many reasons I don't write for the New York Post. So, please welcome to the stage, Miss Dani Klein Modisett.
A mic.
How exciting is this? How about a hand for these ladies? That's exciting. Thank you. Mothers fighting for others. I'm just so happy they're not fighting with me. I have to say the transition from comedian to mother, you know, it just hasn't been smooth for me. Apparently women with little children, they don't like being treated like hecklers. Fuck them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. That was where this is all women. I'm gonna swear at all of you all night. Oh no, there's a man here. Okay. Thank God. I'm so inspired. I was so inspired all day about this show that I actually decided not to have my hair blown out. Thank you. And to give the money to charity. I'm taking that $40 and I said, I am just gonna give it to the mothers fighting for others and you people will just have to deal with the frizz. So I'm pretty excited about that, yeah. Yeah, I didn't work out inspired because how can I run for fun? I'm running for fun. People are running for safety. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna run like it's fun. So that was out for the day. Absolutely not working out, yeah. And then I didn't put on very much makeup because, you know, I really want to be in solidarity with the thousands and thousands of dollars that people have spent on laser eye surgery to get infections in their eyes, like me. Anyone? No, that's just me, because I'm in that 1%. You know that 1%? Not the elite economic 1%. Just in case you were concerned. No, I'm in that 1% that gets every fucking side effect of anything that could ever happen to anyone. That's the 1% that I'm in, and so that's the happy note that I'll say. So mothers fighting for others. I would like to say that I wish that I could be as generous as Rocky. You're going to meet her later. She's so inspiring. It's nuts. With the song, really should just play while she talks. Da-da-da, da-da-da. She's amazing. I am not that generous. I really need a lot of focus for my own children, as you're about to see. I mean, most of the time they're safe. Tonight, I'm sure they're fine. There was a sitter, so that's how I know they're safe, because I'm here. Okay, so, okay, but don't be frightened. A long, long time ago, and I can still remember how the music used to make me smile. Todd, my husband, was putting our two boys to bed, proving his love for them by singing one of his least favorite songs, that epic American Pie. I had just returned from New York after visiting my mother, so naturally, I was in the kitchen foraging for treats, trying to take the edge off my feelings about having a mother who's losing her mind to Alzheimer's. I do the food shopping, and yet I still hunt for treats in the kitchen. Yeah, like there's some treat elf who comes up through the disposal with a satchel of tasty morsels when I'm not looking. On good days, I grab some tea and call it a night, but on bad days, I can polish off a box of cereal with my hands. Or anything that comes in a clear plastic container, especially if it's chocolate covered. This was not a good day. I was jet lagged, and since I had 6.5 hours to consult WebMD on the flight, I was intimately familiar with the hereditary statistics for Alzheimer's and calculating how many hours of sanity I had left. That's when I saw the shiny brown balls, chocolate-covered coffee beans. Yes. I took down the clear plastic container of caffeine speedballs. I looked at the clock, 8:45. Just one handful, that's it. I'll send some emails and try to laugh during the Goldbergs one more time. I popped 3 of them in my mouth, licked some chocolate off my lips, and stared at the box. I listened for Todd's voice, calculating how much time I had until the last chorus. A lot. I could eat more without him walking in on me, like they are my secret lover. Because they are. I sneak food from my own house like a teenager, exactly like I did in my parents' house when I was a teenager. I savor the bittersweet taste. These won't affect me tonight, I think, with the jet lag. They'll probably just level me out. I scrape the bottom of the box. Half an hour later, I pass Todd in the hallway on his way to bed. I am wearing running gear because I am going running. Keyed up from the trip, he asks. Yep, I say, passing my fingers across my lips to make sure they aren't caked with brown crumbs, like Lindsay Lohan wiping her nose coming out of the bathroom. I run 3 miles on the treadmill and then catch up on TV. I panic a little when I can't remember the name of that hot Indian chick on The Good Wife, because that's probably how it started for my mother, I think, not being able to remember the names of TV characters. I can still feel my heart beating in my chest when my head hits the pillow at 4 a.m. Then my scalp starts itching. Again, it started in New York. I thought it was bed bugs since I heard they were taking over the city, but no one else in my family complained. Then I thought it was stress, but then I remembered that I had my hair dyed with organic dye before I left, which sounds great in theory, but apparently those chemicals are there for a reason, because I was clearly having some kind of reaction to the sunflower extracts and antioxidants or whatever. Back in LA, desperate to get some rest, I finally itched myself to sleep. 2.5 hours later, the alarm rings. I make the boys' lunches, kiss them goodbye, and write checks to all the people I hired back in New York that my mother will fire a week later. I make an espresso, back in the saddle. By mid-afternoon, I'm crashing, and my scalp is driving me nuts. I need to call that salon, but I can't remember the name. I strip off my pajamas, throw on a t-shirt and jeans, and head to the boys' bus stop at the corner of Crack and Freeway in Hollywood. With my bralessness, bloodshot eyes, and scratchy head, I feel right at home. Mommy needs a quick nap, I tell them an hour later after art class, so you can watch your 30 minutes of TV before homework tonight. I'm forcing my eyelids to stay open, which is not easy when you're stuck in traffic at twilight. No problem, Gabriel says. No problem, Gideon echoes. We pull into the garage. The keys, Mom, Gabriel yells at me. He loves racing ahead to open the door now. I usually don't let him, but I think, you're exhausted, just let him do it. I grab groceries out of the trunk. The thought of my sweet, soft pillowcase almost moves me to tears. As soon as I open the back door to the house, I hear the crash. I drop the bags and run toward it. What the fuck, I say, before I have time to edit myself. I stop cold in the living room. Glass shards are everywhere. The TV cabinet has a cartoon-like hole in it with spiked edges where a panel used to be. What the fuck, I yell. I look around for Gabriel and find him behind me, crying and screaming. Mom, I'm sorry, he yells. Gabriel, I say, seeing his sock feet, knowing how much he loves to slide on the hardwood floor. What the fuck, I yell again, hating myself for having let him run in ahead of me, hating kids' TV that gets him so excited he does dumb shit, furious at him for being a boy, and at me for binging on those coffee beans and feeling so hungover. Until he lifts his hand off his leg. And there is blood everywhere. And the flesh of his knee is sliced open like the fillet of an animal. Holy shit. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Fuck. I do not swear in front of the children as a rule, but who gives a shit about rules when there's real blood and it's one of theirs? I start running in circles, trying to figure out what to do. It's okay, Gabriel. It's gonna be okay, I say. I notice Gideon in the corner of the dining room is also crying. Gideon, it's gonna be okay, sweetie, it's gonna be okay, I yell out to him. But really, I have no idea what to do. I cut every first aid class I ever had. No wonder I never got cast as a nurse when I was an actress. Who would believe me? I call Todd.
Well, the first thing you need to do is calm down and stop the flow of blood.
I hang up on him. I don't need that kind of fucking patronizing tone. But the stopping the blood was a very good suggestion. I remember some details from a 6th grade health class because my long-term memory, like my mother's, is fine. I run to the kitchen and get a rag. I almost throw up thinking about the phrase, stop the flow of blood. All that stuff about me being good in a crisis, I always tell people, this is a pile of shit. Gabriel sniffles on the floor as I hold a rag to his leg. We're both breathing more normally now. Then I remember Gideon simpering in the corner of the dining room. Gideon, honey, come here. It's fine. He's fine. He starts to walk toward us, until I notice his bare feet and the glass shards spread on the floor before him like sprinkles on a donut. Stop! I scream, re-scaring the shit out of him. I tiptoe over and pick up. You're fine, honey, you're fine. I just didn't want you to step on the glass. I hold him close. I'll pull the car out in front of the house. That'll be easy for you, Gabriel. Gideon, get a pair of shoes from your room. Racing around the house looking for my keys, it occurs to me that our neighbor is a nurse. What's his name? I can't remember his name. I'm going next door anywhere. Anyway, the heels of my boots tick-tick on the sidewalk because it has started to rain. His wife answers the door. Hi, I say, intentionally swallowing her name because it's either Veronica or Vanessa. I'm never sure which. It's Gabriel, my son. Please, he fell. Jose, Dani Modisett is here. Hay un problema con su hijo. Of course she knows my name. She's like 30. Jose comes out. I try not to cry. They exchange a few words in Spanish, and for a minute, I feel like we're in a Garcia Lorca play. Jose races back to the house with me, and as soon as he walks in, there is calm. Well, not for me, but the boys are feeling better. Is he all right? I stammer. Can you feel this? Jose asks Gabriel, pressing around his knee. Yes. There's no nerve damage, but he'll need some stitches. He asked me for a bandage, which Gabriel is certain we have, but I can't think where I last saw it. Maybe I'm not in line for Alzheimer's. Maybe I'm just a terrible housekeeper. I find the bandage. We get him wrapped up, and Jose carries him to the car, dusted with water from the rain. Todd joins us at the hospital. He found us with his Find My Phone app he got, and then put it into my phone too. It's much harder for me to run away from him now. 2 hours and 8 stitches later, the knee is wrapped up, Gabriel gets a new pair of crutches, and we head home. I tuck him into bed, kissing him on his sweet head, just in time to start to feel mine itch again. The phone rings. It's my mother, and I head to the kitchen, hoping the elves have made a surprise visit. Thank you!
One more time for Dani Klein Modisett.